Now let us understand how to calculate the mean median mode of the given data set along with the quartile deviation and standard deviation. So in the examination there would be a situation given, like here the situation is given of a comprehensive sales analysis during the 13 days of promotional period of a coffee shop, and now here we have to find out the central tendency. Suppose in the examination you will get the data set, like here the data set is given. The data set is recorded over the 13 days time period and the data set is having a value in rupees 100. First, we have to arrange the given data set in the ascending order, that is starting with the smallest going up to the largest number. Here, there are 13 values which are been given in the data set. So, to calculate the mean value, that is the average value, we require to add all the 13 values and get the total and divide it by 13, that is the total number of the data set. That will give us the mean value, that is the average value. And here in the given data set, when we add all the given values, the total comes to 746. Dividing it by 13, the mean value obtained is 57.38. So 57.38 is the average value or the mean sales value during the 13 promotional days in terms of rupees hundreds. Calculate the median. We have to find out the central or the middle value in the given data set. Since the given data set is of 13 values, that is odd number, it is easy to find out the central or the middle value, which is 58 here in the given situation. But if the given data set is of an even number, then we have to find the two middle values, that is the two central values. Then we have to total it and divide it by 2 so as to get the median value. Now to calculate the mode value, mode means the value which is repeating. Here in the given data set there is no number which is repeating, hence here there is no mode value. So we can say the given data set is non-modal. Data analysis and the interpretation of the given data can be done based on the mean and the median value. So even if there is no mode value available in the given data set, it does not affect our decision making. Now let us understand how to calculate the quartile deviation. Quartile means the quarter part. Like if we divide the circle, we can get 4 quarters, 4 equal parts. Just imagine a pizza which is cut into 4 equal parts. The first part is called as the Q1, that is the quartile 1. The second part is the quartile 2, third is Q3, and fourth is the Q4. When we have to calculate the quartile deviation, we must have the Q1 and Q3 value, as the formula for calculating QD is Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Suppose the given data set is even number and which is divisible completely by 4, like 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, then we can easily divide it by 4, make the 4 equal parts, and Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 finding will be more easy. Here the given data set has 13 values, that is the odd data set, as well as not divisible by 4, and hence we have to use the formula to find out the Q1 and Q3. The formula is data set number plus 1 multiplied by 25% to find the Q1. Here the data set contains 13 values, so our formula will become 13 plus 1 multiplied by 0.25. We have taken it against the 25% and the value comes is 3.5. We can round it off to 4. So in the given data set, the fourth number is the Q1 value, which is 50. Similarly, to calculate the Q3, our formula will be 13 plus 1 multiplied by 0.75, and here the value that comes is 10.5. Again, after doing a round off, it comes to 11. So in the given data set, which is arranged in the ascending order, the 11th number will become our Q3. So to calculate the QD, we will use the formula Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Q3 is 68 minus Q1 is 50 divided by 2. That comes to 18 divided by 2, and the final value of QD is 9. Here 9 is a smaller value. So when the QD value is smaller, we can say that the given data set is consistent and hence it is more reliable, and hence the reliable data set can give us more correct and reliable informed decision. Interquartile value, that is Q3 minus Q1, is 18, that is 68 minus 50, that indicates the middle value in the given data set, that is between the Q1 and Q3, that ranges between 18, which is also a smaller, indicating that the data is less varied more controlled and hence reliable. Now let us understand how to calculate the standard deviation. We already have calculated the mean value, that is x bar, which is 57.38. First we will calculate the mean deviation, that is x minus x bar. So here x bar is the mean value, that is 57.38, and x means all the values which are given in the data set. So to begin with the calculation, we have deducted 57.38 as our mean value from the first value 41, and the value comes to minus 16.38. Similarly, from each of the value like 45, 48, 50, 53, we will be deducting the mean value, that is 57.38, and all the obtained values we will write in the column of mean deviation. That comes to 16.38, minus 12.38, minus 9.38, and so on. Once we obtain all the mean deviation values, we will make the square of each of these values. So for the first mean deviation, which is minus 16.38, the squared value that comes is 268.52. So we will be calculating the square value for each of the value which has been given in the data set. So once we obtain squared value for each of the mean deviation value, we have to add each of these value to get the sum of squared value, and the total comes to 1173.27. The formula for calculating the standard deviation is under root of summation of x minus x bar divided by n. Here the x minus x bar summation obtained is 1173.27 divided by n, that is the 13, which is already been known to us. The value will come to under root of 90, and we will take the square root of this 90 value, that comes to 9.48. Here again the standard deviation value is found to be smaller. We can say the given data set is consistent and it is more reliable to get the more reliable informed decision. Now let us understand how to calculate the coefficient of variation. The formula for coefficient of variation is CV is equal to SD, that is the standard deviation which we have just calculated, divided by the mean value, which is 57.38, multiplied by 100. So putting all values in the formula, CV is equal to 9.48 divided by 57.38 multiplied by 100, and that value comes to 16.52. Now since we have multiplied it by 100, the value obtained will be in the form of percentage. So we have to mention 16.52%. Do not forget to mention percentage symbol against the coefficient of variation value. Since the obtained coefficient of variation value is smaller, hence we can say the data is consistent and more reliable, which will help us to take more reliable informed decision making. So in the examination, if you get a data set to calculate mean, median, mode, standard deviation, coefficient of variation, at the end of your calculations, you must mention the consistency in the data and how data is reliable or not reliable, and based on that, whether the data set is going to give you more correct or reliable informed decision making or not. So that informed decision making is must to be written after each of the calculation as it is asked in the examination.